I think it's good because what happened there is other people who never watch boxing or they don't know anything about boxing. They wanna watch Jake Paul because he's coming from he he bring fans from other world, right?
Yeah.
That's good because everybody enjoy it.
Would you ever entertain that idea when you're done?
Maybe, maybe.
There are some reports now coming out that Canelo Jake Paul is a thing in May as well. Which, by the way, what a freaking year for Canelo Alvarez. Holy shit. Those are two gigantic paydays.
Canelo Alvarez has spoken out about his rumored fight with Jake Paul. The two have reportedly agreed to face off in May, with the match serving as a warm-up for Canelo. He is preparing to defend his unified super middleweight titles against Terence Crawford on September 13th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas.
If that fight ends up being close,
Yes.
a lot of
It
people
won't.
are going to watch that fight, right?
A
of people
lot,
Yes.
because I think a lot of people are going to want to
Let's-
see Jake Paul lose, and
100%.
According to Julius Julianis, Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul have reached an agreement for a fight. The key details like weight class and round count remain unclear. With a record of 62-22, Canelo has never participated in exhibitions, making it unlikely he'd agree to anything less than a legitimate bout. The Canelo-Paul fight is expected to outpace the Mexican star's September showdown with Terence Crawford in PPV sales. Jake Paul's massive social media following, with 23.6 million Instagram followers and 20.6 million YouTube subscribers, gives the event a major promotional boost.
You said that you'd like to go up against Canelo Alvarez. What gives you the right to call out a 59-2 boxer, one of the greatest of all time, when you've not yet proven yourself?
I'm predicting what's going to happen
In
three
the
more years from
3
now.
years, so 3
I'm going to
years.
get to his skill level and beat him. I have one of the greatest self-belief systems in the world, and I know what I'm capable of. And with this new team, I can give Canelo a serious fucking run for his.
Crawford's popularity seems to pale in comparison to the buzz surrounding Canelo Alvarez and Jake Paul's rumored fight. Crawford's last pay-per-view bout, which took place against Israel Madrimov on August 3rd, was widely considered a failure, drawing an estimated 75,000 to 100,000 buys. If not for a major financial investment from Turkish businessman Al Sheikh, a fight between Canelo and Crawford might not have even been on the table. Fans are buzzing with disbelief, unable to fathom that Canelo would step into the ring with Jake Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer. However, in a recent interview with TNZ Sports, the Mexican superstar himself addressed the rumors and made it clear that, if the price is right, he's open to such a matchup. A showdown with Jake Paul could provide Canelo with a financial windfall that far exceeds his payday from his scheduled May bout against IBF super middleweight champion William Skoglund. The prospect of a huge payday is undoubtedly tempting, and it's been reported that a deal has already been reached for Canelo to face Jake Paul in May 2025. According to Julius Julianis, a source close to the operation, the event will be co-promoted by Canelo Promotions, MVP, and PBC. Jake Paul's popularity is undeniable, and his massive social media presence gives him a significant promotional edge. With 23.6 million Instagram followers and 20.6 million YouTube subscribers, the fight between Paul and Canelo could attract millions of viewers and make a huge impact on pay-per-view sales. Many fans are struggling to comprehend the idea that Canelo would fight a YouTuber, especially given his status as a boxing legend. Jake Paul's recent victory against 59-year-old Mike Tyson, in which he won by unanimous decision after 8 rounds, has only intensified the chatter surrounding the fight. While some may be skeptical of the match's legitimacy, especially after Canelo's loss to Dmitry Bivol in May 2022, others argue that Canelo's involvement in such a fight could only reinforce the notion that he is cashing in on a retirement tour by taking on low-risk opponents. Since his defeat to Bivol, Canelo has not faced a high-stakes fight, and fans are left questioning whether this matchup against Jake Paul is just another money grab. Boxing commentator Wade Plens weighed in on the speculation, stating that he initially thought a fight between Canelo and Jake Paul would be years away. Plenz was shocked by the possibility of such a fight happening just 3 months from now, especially considering that Canelo is still the reigning champion. While Plenz expressed doubt about the authenticity of the fight, he acknowledged that multiple respected journalists and analysts have reported on the potential showdown, adding weight to the claim. He concluded that the sheer volume of reputable sources discussing the fight means it's not likely to be fabricated or purely speculative. MMA journalist Ariel Helwani also addressed the rumors on the February 4th episode of his podcast, The Ariel Helwani Show Helwani seemed to accept the reports at face value, though he refrained from confirming the legitimacy of the fight. He noted that 2025 could shape up to be an enormous year for Canelo, with 2 massive paydays on the horizon. If the fight is real, Helwani remarked, it would be an unprecedented year for Canelo. Though it may sound like pure speculation, reactions from fans and emerging reports suggest that there could be more substance to this rumor than meets the eye. Whether the fight will materialize is still unclear, but the idea of Canelo Alvarez taking on Jake Paul in May is gaining traction. If it does happen, it would be a truly unique and high-profile event, one that would generate enormous interest in both the boxing and social media worlds. As the speculation continues to build, fans are left wondering whether the Mexican icon will truly face off against the controversial YouTuber-turned-boxer, or whether this will remain another fantasy matchup in the world of combat sports.
If it's a close fight, does it diminish the gigantic fight in September, or does it make you more interested? Because I think now, David Benavidez offered a deferring point, but I think a lot of people think Canelo is just going to be too big for Terence Crawford.
While Ariel Helwani didn't explicitly confirm the rumors surrounding Canelo Alvarez's potential fight with Jake Paul, he also didn't deny them. Given his reputation for being well-connected in the combat sports world, it's clear that Helwani often has insider knowledge about such rumors. Though he didn't directly validate the speculation, his track record and established network suggest he is frequently in the loop when it comes to these discussions. Most people aren't giving Jake Paul much of a chance in a showdown with Canelo, especially considering Paul's career has been built around fighting non-boxers, exploiting age and skill disparities to secure victories. A bout between Canelo and Paul would likely be one-sided, offering little excitement for viewers and failing to justify a hefty pay-per-view price. The only way this fight could make it past the first round is if Canelo deliberately takes it slow, a theory some fans believe explains his recent bouts with Edgar Berlanga and Jay Mungvia. Some speculate that Canelo might have extended those fights to avoid fan criticism for choosing relatively unchallenging opponents. Despite the ongoing speculation, the fight between Canelo and Jake Paul for May has yet to be confirmed. However, rumors continue to circulate, and it's possible Canelo sees this as an opportunity to earn a substantial payday while staying active before his highly anticipated September bout with Terence Crawford at 154 pounds. This fight promises to draw attention, though it likely won't have the same appeal as a true championship showdown. Canelo's recent career choices suggest he's now fighting opponents well beneath his skill level to avoid being outpaced by younger, more dynamic challengers.
He told me before his goal is to fight Canelo, so that's, where his mindset's at.
He get f***ed up by Canelo. Oh, I'm sorry. It's TMZ.
You can curse.
I apologize, but
no apologize.
There's no way he get demolished.
Jake Paul has built a significant fortune through boxing, with an estimated net worth of $100 million. His massive social media, following on platforms like Instagram and YouTube, has allowed him to rake in millions for each fight, regardless of whether he's facing non-boxers or legends past their prime, such as Mike Tyson. His loyal fan base continues to support him, eagerly tuning in for every fight. However, many in the boxing world are skeptical about his chances against Canelo Alvarez, one of the sport's top fighters. Adol Adipo to Don Boxing spoke about the rumored fight between Canelo and Jake Paul, expressing doubt that the bout would even last a full round. "This is Canelo we're talking about, potentially a top 5 fighter. This fight doesn't last a round," Adipo stated. He went on to add that if Canelo wanted to finish the fight in a minute, he could easily do so. While acknowledging Jake Paul's achievements in the boxing ring and his impact on the world of entertainment, Adipo emphasized the enormous gap in skill between Paul and Canelo, who has only lost to Dmitry Bivol and Floyd Mayweather in his career. Adipo believes that if the fight went past the first round, it would likely be because Canelo was carrying Paul. The courage of Jake Paul stepping into the ring with Canelo at this stage in the Mexican champion's career is not lost on Adipo, who commended Paul's bravery. "This isn't Anderson Silva. This isn't Mike Tyson. This is a legit live boxer," he remarked. While the prospect of a showdown between the two may sound surreal, Adipo suggested that Jake Paul's ability to pull off such a massive event could be fueled by his success in entertainment, particularly the impact of Netflix, where his name has gained even more traction. Adipo hinted that Jake Paul might be looking to replicate that success, using the potential Canelo fight to generate even more buzz. A potential showdown between Canelo and Jake Paul would undoubtedly revolutionize the boxing scene, though it may come with questions about its legitimacy. Jake Paul has already hinted at a return to the ring in July, with rumors swirling about his next opponent. After his win over Mike Tyson in a highly publicized event last November, Paul teased a major announcement regarding his upcoming fight, marking his first return to the ring since that victory. Speculation is growing about potential matchups, with a rematch against Tommy Fury or even a bout with Canelo Alvarez both in the mix. If Paul faces Alvarez, it would likely act as a warm-up for his highly anticipated fight with Terence Crawford, which is expected to take place in September. The rumored Canelo-Crawford matchup has generated significant interest, but the timing of Paul's potential return complicates matters. Paul posted on X, formerly Twitter, announcing that his return fight would be on Saturday, July 5th, in New York. However, this timeline clashes with Canelo's schedule, as the Mexican champion is already committed to facing Crawford in September. Canelo has traditionally fought during Mexican holiday weekends in May and September, so it would be a bold move for him to break that tradition and fight Paul in July. For Canelo, the fight against Jake Paul would present an opportunity to stay active while waiting for his showdown with Crawford. But it would be a risky decision that could distract from the focus needed for his upcoming title defense. As for Jake Paul, he's continuing to build his appeal in the ring, teasing that his upcoming challenge will be the hardest yet. Recently, he posted a video of himself training at his gym in Puerto Rico, signaling his readiness for whatever challenge lies ahead. While the possibility of a Canelo-Paul fight is still up in the air, the speculation continues to build, and the boxing world is eagerly watching to see how this potential matchup unfolds. Jake Paul has consistently expressed his desire to step up and take on the challenge of defeating Canelo Alvarez, a fighter widely regarded as one of the best of this era. However, Paul's experience against top-tier opponents remains minimal, and it seems highly unlikely that any fight with him would be approved for one of Alvarez's 168-pound titles. Nikisa Badarian, Paul's advisor, has hinted at the potential for a fight between the two, but emphasized that there are many obstacles to overcome. "We just put on the biggest event since the advent of cable for combat sports, so no matter what fighter you are, you have to look at that and say that is a pretty special moment." Badarian shared on the Ariel Helwani show *. He added that Jake Paul doesn't need Canelo, either from a fan perspective or for a title, since they are not fighting for one of Alvarez's belts. Similarly, Canelo doesn't need Paul to make money either. Badarian believes that for such a fight to happen, it has to be about more than just money. It has to be about reigniting the world's passion for boxing and showing the world that boxing is back at the forefront of sports. While money is not the main hurdle, 2025 could be a pivotal year for both fighters. If Canelo were to take on both Terence Crawford and Jake Paul, it would likely be one of his most lucrative years yet. However, his primary focus remains on solidifying his legacy in a sport where his talent is unmatched. For Jake Paul, a fight with Canelo would offer a rare opportunity to silence critics in the boxing world, even though he would be stepping into the ring as a significant underdog. That wraps up today's video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell icon to stay updated on our upcoming content.